your comeback mechanism. I like the approach, catch and stuff, but I wanted to see a bit more.
But first, guys, before we get started, as always, we have a word from us over at EGB, so
Prepare
check it out and then we'll get us started.
حبيبي شاورما فرمانة
Welcome back in. As we get started, we can see both teams coming out in smoke form, and it looks like it's just going to be for the wards here. Collapse in the mid lane now as well. So yeah, both do get dropped, and we'll see what he wants to do. Collapse and shigetsu in a bit of a standoff in the mid lane here, but neither one going towards each other. You can see mellojul rotating himself back out towards that tier 1 tower as well. So Hurry, looking at this matchup here, you know, any thoughts? I didn't ask you, you know, have you got any favorites coming into game number 1?
I mean, we already touched upon it, that Spirit are looking like the stronger team. I don't think Navi have outdrafted them, so to give them an advantage, and we are going to be seeing a little bit of a attempt there from Spirit. It's not going to work out. I still hope that Navi can keep their composure until their timing has come, but we'll see what Team Spirit has to say about it. I think December and the Mirana will be the bane of their existence. Just if you kill the Storm over and over again, or send the Beastmaster from the top lane, one or the other will be good enough. I think Navi will be in a tough spot, especially because the Tide, he'll be pushing aggressively for the entirety of the early game.
Yeah, and something that we don't see all too often here, you know, usually the Miranas, they start off with a point of the Starstorm, as we do see the odds coming in from EGB here. Again, Navi, all right, but it's not. You can see Team Spirit are going to be the favorites coming into game number 1. It's Malady chases down with the battery assault onto Mira, so Mira's going to be taking a lot of damage here now as well. And yeah, and it's Mirana. You can see down to below half health, having to use the tangos already. And as I was just about to say, that starting off with the point into the arrow, you know, usually at level 1 in the current meta, we see the Mirana starting off with the points into the leap or the Starstorm, but it's going to be that arrow coming out for Mira here at level 1.
That's when it's the safe lane Miranas. Off lane Miranas, I never really liked the start off with the Starstorm, because the idea here is to secure the lane for off laner overall. But is gonna be fine. Here in the mid lane, we can see that mellojul and Larl, they really hate each other with some brotherly love, you know, between the two spirits. So it's they are trying to apply as much pressure, and for now, Larl is doing a pretty solid job.
Yeah, you can see him coming forward, the harass coming out with the sleight of fist here in chains. Excuse me, the sleight of fist and the flame guard coming out onto mellojul, and mellojul's just having to back himself away. And we'll see, you know, I think he's got the ball out at top lane though. Yatoro is going to be chased down. Going to get himself away from this one. Danial through the tree, one more right click, and Daniel should have it. He's going to be able to pick up the first blood. So, Carry Enchantress strikes early, and he's probably going to strike often as well. Yatoro has to be careful about this. In fact, Miposhka might even lose his courier.
Yep, the courier is dead, and to be honest, if Yatoro survives that one last hit that was flying to him, he had a healing salve, he probably would have survived and maybe even turned around. But it is gonna be a quite an unfortunate thing, though. On the bottom lane, we're seeing the Collapse and Mira are running down Malady, so that's gonna be a nice return kill there for Team Spirit, and kind of showing what's gonna happen to this clock. I really like how Mira started off with the Blightstone, so that when the clock comes in with the double minus armor, these two just crush him.
Yeah, and you do have kind of semi-setup as well for the arrow, because you have a 40% slow on the gush. So being able to throw that out, if you've got line of sight onto Malady or onto any hero, really, with this gush coming through, you know, you are going to have a decent timing on the arrow. And I am going to call it Gust and Gush, and Drow Rangers Gust is going to be Gush throughout the match. It's just what happens with them being pretty much the same similar word.
Thinking about similarities, you know, on top lane we saw the Drow die. Now, you know, it's gonna be on the top lane, not the Drow, so it is similar, but it is gonna be an Undying. And this is a problem. You are playing an Undying lane, and you are losing. You're losing heavily. Now it's gonna be even worse with the Harpy Stormcrafter.
I mean, you wanted to see where the damage was going to come from early, and Daniel's showing you exactly where it's going to be coming from. Picking up 2 kills already in the first 3 minutes of this game.
Usually the way that you deal with when your lineup is not good at dealing damage is that you have a really good laning phase, right? Yeah. And I think this is an awesome start for your top lane, though, you know, the Beastmaster still isn't getting a ton of CS.
No, that is true. Daniel needs to get himself away from this one now as well. Going to be chased down. Miposhka's got that decay. Not going to throw it out. And Daniel's going to be in the trees. Got that TP. Does he have the distance away if he wants to go for it? In fact, no. He's going to get cheeky once again. Look for that courier. One more right click. And he goes down to the tower before he gets it. But the idea was there.
He did eat the tree to try to get over the tower range, but it just wasn't enough. And yeah, that is he's not gonna be ending up too happy. And also, speaking about not being happy, mellojul is low, and the same is true for Malik. So some cores of Navi are getting dangerously low on the map currently.
Yeah, Larl gets the kill into the mid lane there, comes in, he gets that slider fist off with the flame guard. Like I said, mellojul, he didn't have a lot of health left, so an easy pick up there for Larl, and he's just going to be, any idea what the Waterins enjoy voice line is?
Is under attack.
I am on mid. Yana mid.
Okay. So
pretty much, yeah. He was the only one on mid, to be honest, after he killed the Storm. And this is definitely not good. Storm is having a ton of CS, but dying solo against the mid laner is a big deal. If it was a rotation from a support, fine, but it's no commit at all from Team Spirit, and they get a kill, putting their, I'd say, most important early game hero on in an even better spot. And we talked about Navi's problems in the early mid game. This Ember Spirit could be a huge deal going forward.
Yeah, we'll see how mellojul's going to try and get back into it here, because like you say, just having that advantage, the solo kill as well, does give you a decent amount of XP. So Larl will be hitting that 6 fairly soon. Maybe goes for a rotation. In fact, might just be able to follow mellojul up if he gets it before mellojul, which he will do. In fact, he's going to be this creep away from it, it looks like. He's going to be able to put a lot of pressure onto the Storm Spirit here, just in the lane, and dive himself back like this, get his mana back, get his health back, come right back in and dive onto mellojul if he wants to.
Now we'll see what's gonna be happening there in the mid lane, but yeah, I'm scared for mellojul as well. Very soon
middle tower is under
we'll
attack.
probably see if Larl is gonna be diving that one. The observer now is like, yeah, this is looking dangerous for mellojul, and Larl. He's not gonna risk it.
No, well, maybe we might see rotation. I mean, both supports on both sidelines here, just trying to deal the damage. They're busy dealing with the supports on the other side. You can see that the Undying is constantly taking damage, and if he doesn't, if he does move himself away, this Drow is going to be open to again. Daniel, once again, the decay is coming through, slowing to this enchantment. Miposhka can get himself away from this one. The tombstone is going to be dropped, but Miposhka, he's going to be dropped right after it. And in fact, with the centaur now as well, Daniel, does he go down to the zombies? I think he does. Oh, that was so close, and he does deny the rune there as well with the centaur that he's enchanted. But that was an attack sooner. He gets the kill onto the tombstone. He even gets the rune out of that. He gets everything. But as it stands, the tombstone did live just a little bit too long, and the Ench will be taken down.
While that was happening, we did see a approach to the mid lane from the Mirana, and they are still hunting on mellojul. Larl makes a mistake. Oh, that's an unfortunate one. He didn't want to go for the slide of his searing chains, and Mira was in a good angle, but this is going to make sure that mellojul lives now.
Yeah, and you can see him just playing away, using that ball line, and he's just trying to play away from Larl. Larl comes in, trying to do that. He's just trying to find the farm here, doing a little bit of damage onto mellojul, but mellojul now has that Falcon's Blade out, has the bottle as well, so he's not really going to struggle for mana, and the health as well should be fine, as long as he can get himself away with the ball lightning. Meanwhile, top lane, there is going to be this rotation up. Mira comes in now with a 1 point into the Starstorm. Daniel, 3 heroes going to be slowed down, chased down, the multi-shot. Yatoro picks up the kill.
That's gonna be a nice one. You don't want the Enchantress to get out of hand, because she's gonna be in your jungle getting all the hate towards herself. And Mira, he understands that he created space for the collapse in the bottom lane, and he feels like collapse can stay alone, though. Let's see if that's actually the case.
Yeah, collapse going to be taking a lot of damage now as well. Doesn't actually have the mana. Well, he has the mango, but didn't have the mana at the time for the ravage. So it looks like Mira just going to TP and help save his life, as the cogs do get dropped here. The right click's coming through from shigetsu as well, but eventually they do move themselves away. Titan now has that. Well, he has the meteor hammer as well on collapse. Has the extra mana if he needs to. If you want to engage onto shigetsu, the meteor hammer is going to be dropped. Can he find the angle? Can he find the kill here onto shigetsu? Point blank ravage comes outwards. That arrow, it does connect, and lifestealer, he's probably going to go down, throws that rage. No, the infest. Can he get himself away? Just running himself out. Meanwhile, the chase down mellojul, just trying to help secure the rune. It's going to be a double damage here for the Storm Spirit.
Yeah. He does get that one. The second power rune, second and third power runes are usually the most important ones for the spirits, because with those you can actually rotate. But yeah, that attempt on the bottom lane with the meteor hammer, with the ravage, Shigetsu surviving barely, literally barely. He was one hit away from dying. It really does give a lot to Navi currently, because it's gonna allow Shigetsu to stay on the bottom lane for a very long time now.
Yeah, and Collapse could be in trouble now as well. The cogs are going to be dropped with the battery assault coming through now as well. Shigetsu looking for those right clicks. Collapse, can he get himself away from this one? Still being stunned up. The right clicks coming through, but he's a big tanky boy here, and he won't be able to make sushi out of him just yet.
Yeah, he will survive, and all that is happening. You know, Mira is constantly poking. Overall, Navi, they are losing in terms of net worth. I mean, all of their cores are beneath the cores of Spirit, but not by much. And with the Lifestealer having a solid time, if he can stay here on the bottom lane for a long time without allowing Collapse to utilize his Meteor Hammer, that could be the way of delaying things until you're actually ready to bring people down.
Yeah, I mean, we did see though Collapse. He was just standing himself in the trees. He keeps finding this little gap in the trees just above the tier 1 tower to drop the hammer when the creeps are rotating in as well. So he is trying to keep the pressure on the lane. But like you said, Shigetsu, he's got that self-sustain coming out. He can just sit on the creep waves and just stop that pressure. So you do still have the meteor hammer damage that he's doing, but the creeps aren't pushing in to do that extra damage onto the tower.
Yeah, it is. Shigetsu's doing a good job, right? And if he's pressuring, then Collapse cannot do it because he's gonna have to be farming creeps. Speaking of farming, well, Spirit are going for heroes now.
Yeah, can they find the kill? They do take down Malady. Are they gonna be able to get anything outside of this? Daniel, he's not got any points into the nature of the tendons as well. Gonna be taking a lot of damage from Larl. Slider Fist comes through here, but Larl, he's taking it right back. The Vortex comes through as well. Daniel, he's looking for the damage. He's looking to snipe out on the sidelines, but can't take any more because he will go down himself. 136 health. Meanwhile, Mellojul, Searing Chains, the arrow, it does connect. Storm Spirit, is the stun going to last long enough? No, he gets that ball lighting away, and Mellojul, he looks like he is going to be fine. Even gets himself a regen rune, so he can make a move towards Collapse on the bottom lane here if he wants to. As Daniel is going to be chased down. Miposhka, can he get that last right click? It looks like underneath the tier 2 tower, Miposhka, it might just be mission avoid. No, he does actually get the kill. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, Collapse, he pops that Ravage, but it is going to be a defensive one. Was that Vortex drag back? Anything Collapse, he's going to be taking a whole load, and there's going to be the Vortex now as well. Arrow does fly through, but the rage comes out from Shigetsu. One more right click, he does take down the tide. And now, well, he's got to be careful. 3 heroes here for Time Spirit. And they come in, and now Storm Spirit, this time he's not going to have that regen rune, so using the ball line to get himself away from this one. The Remnant chasing. Going to get anything from this. Miposhka in the neutrals now as well. Going to be taking a lot of damage, trying to avoid those battery assaults on Miposhka. He might go down to the Lifestealer. He will go down to Malady. And now Mira, Searing Chains. That Slider Fist. Larl, the Infest
nice
one immediately, and Daniel's back. Larl, he has that Remnant if he wants to, but he does get the kill onto Malady, and then we'll be able to jump himself away.
This fight was so long, and Team Spirit, even at the start of it, didn't have enough resources. If Mira had enough mana to work with, they also gave a mango to Larl there in the mid lane so that he could remnant back. If he had enough mana, they initially killed the Storm when he went for the greedy steal of the regen rune, and then none of this happens. But Team Spirit, even despite having such low resources, they still stay there and are continuing to go for mellojul.
Yeah, they got the lockdown, they got the kill, and Mira's going to be the one to pick it up.
That is a big deal for sure, especially with Daniel. He is an easy bonus here.
Underneath the tier 1 tower as well, and with this lane pushing in, I mean, the damage that they can do to this tier 1, they don't have Collapse with the Meteor Hammer, but with the creeps pushing in and 3 heroes, this tier 1 tower is going to take, well, fortification comes out actually, but it could have taken a whole lot of punishment.
It's a day and night difference now. When Mira has his arcane boots, when he bought those, it's gonna be much easier for Team Spirit to continue with the aggression. You can see no fear in them because they know they just can't die, especially the Ember Spirit. If he leaves the Remnant back, there is no chance in hell you're getting bursted down without the roar. And Beastmaster rotating somewhere else before he has taken the enemy safe lane tower, well, you know, that's just sad, not how the hero works.
No, and you can see that Yatoro's done a really good job. Oh, in the mid lane though, did they get the kill onto the Clockwork? It looks like the damage, is it going to be enough? The Remnant dives in, and Malady underneath the tier 1, he's going to go down. He's not even going to go down swing.
Towards the top lane, you know, they have the Dark Troll Summoner there, will take down the tower. The problem is that he didn't go for that immediately on Malik, right? So because of that, Team Spirit did get a couple of kills, and now we'll get a mid lane tower, whereas everything that Navi did was so slow.
Middle tower
Meanwhile,
is
they do jump onto Collapse. Can they get the kill onto this? Collapse is going to be dragged back by the Vortex. One more right click, the Infest comes out, and the jump, does it follow back up near the hook shot? Oh, the hook shot's just a little bit too short. Mira, the Cogs do come through, but do they have the damage to get the kill? It looks like the Storm Spirit, he's going to be taken down actually. He might be able to turn this one around here. Can he get Shigetsu away? Shigetsu, he's got that rage if he needs to move himself away. Using that armlet toggle, the Tombstone is going to be dropped, but Chase comes through here. Shigetsu with the phase boots. He's going to be a little bit too fast. It looks like he is building towards that Radiance, but Larl, I mean, you've got 4 heroes down here. What can you do to them? The arrow's going to connect the Meteor Hammer just on the edge of it now. Clockwork. Can he get himself away? The Gush comes through now as well. Larl, Searing Chains, they've got all the lockdown in the world, and they find the kill onto the Clockwork underneath the tier 2.
Larl's decision-making and approach has been amazing, but his execution has really been subpar in this game many times. I think I've seen him 3 or 4 just mess up the sleight of fist chain, so that has cost them a bit. Now did probably cost them a lifestealer kill.
Bottom tower
Yeah,
is
and
under attack.
Shigetsu, he's going to turn right back around and Collapse. I mean, he's got no way to stop it, so Collapse just goes for the TP away, who the rotation up to the top lane now as well. You can see the Malik trying to push it in. They did take that tier 1 tower. But yeah, Collapse, he's going to be able to follow up. He's got the Gushies, he's got the anti-smashes, and the Beastmaster all of a sudden TPing away.
He knows this is a problem. Navi needed to transition the game towards the top lane rather than play the bottom lane and respond to what Spirits were doing. They do get the kill in the mid lane, but the last part of the map that Navi somewhat control and could be stronger on is the top lane where they have the Beastmaster, but they're not pulling the fights there, and that's why Team Spirit are over and over again coming up ahead. And now they were even able to force out the Beastmaster from the top. So there isn't really a part of the map that Navi is confidently controlling now.
No, and with this tier 1 tower going down in the mid lane, you know, it does open up the ability for Team Spirit to go for the, you know, into the jungle, move themselves through, try and take control of this with the wards. And then if they do start to look to the triangle as well, I mean, the triangle, oh no, the Beastmaster took them, but there was a few stacks there, and it looks like Yatoro, he's moved himself down toward this bottom lane. They're focusing on putting the pressure onto this mid lane, you know, chasing down, and Danial, he might be the next target. Cooked venison, anyone? As the Ember Spirit comes through, sleight of fist. He held it just to make sure he got this kill.
You did eat before this one, Rob. I did not, but yeah, Miposhka is gone.
Listen, you underestimate my ability to go for a second meal. I'm like a hobbit. Second breakfast, anyone? As yeah, Shigetsu comes in though, does get a double kill there. So a nice setup with the dive in with the you know, the infest bomb into that hook shot as well. Really good setup, and you know, Navi, that's what they needed here in this game.
After they finally brought down Larl. Oh, mellojul. The second Starstorm, it always follows you.
Yeah. And he just didn't have the ball lining to get away. They're good at avoiding on the first one, but Mira now, is he going to be able to get himself away from this one? The chase down, Shigetsu, one more right click, he picks it up.
He got a little bit greedy, wanted to go for that one. And the Lifestealer will be going for Radiance, so this is going to be an armless Radiance build. I'm curious to see if he is going to go for a Manta, because that would be good now, because you're up against the Drow. But then when you look at Yatoro, he's going for a Butterfly. The damage output of this Drow is going to be stupid.
Yeah, and yeah, with the Dragon Lance as well, you are going to be able to play the range away from that Radiance, so we'll see just how the Lifesteal decides he's going to close that gap. Collapse, going to be taking a lot of damage here on the top lane, and it looks like the axe is flying through Collapse, so he's just going to be, he's still going to be fine. Has that mechanism if he really needs it, going towards the Greaves as well, so he is going to have that inbuilt purge. And the hook shot, it does actually connect onto the Titan to the Tide. Can he get himself away from this one if he wants to? He's going to throw the Ravage outwards, his team to follow up now. It looks like Collapse is going to take a whole lot of damage. He is going to collapse, and the follow-up comes through. Searing Chains with that sleight of fist. Malady will go down, but can he get more out of this?
Every single Ravage in this game has been pretty bad coming out from Collapse to survive. I understand he's playing this fat Tide that is taking the hate towards himself, but why did you go for a Meteor Hammer then? I understand you want to push early, but your build definitely doesn't reflect it, so that's why he's just going towards that Blink. He's gonna start becoming a Blink Ravage on his side, but Navi are getting their time to get some of the key items. And Lifestealer with the Radiance now, he's gonna be dealing with some of the problems they had previously. Damage, and of course ways to push out the waves.
Yeah. And how does he we might see the death of the Storm Spirit now as well. Storm's gonna be out of mana. He's gonna go right down.
Run, Piggy.
Mira. I mean, Larl is waiting. He's got that Searing Chain. Sleight of Fist comes out. Did he go for the point blank? Oh, the arrow's still on cooldown. Shigetsu did move himself over. Daniel TPing in now as well. And again, there is no Ravage for collapse. So it looks like Spirit just going to back themselves away.
Yeah, they're gonna be okay there. And the worst is past for Navi though. These Spirit, they are getting these kills, some of them in the mid lane, and they did open up the map properly to do so. This is what Ember Spirit does well. But finally the Lifestealer can contribute, and he is gonna be going for a Manta, which is gonna allow them to deal with the waves more. Navi are starting to gain some ground, and now walking into the Roche, considering you're surrounded by Team Spirit vision, I guess it could work because there's no Ravage.
No, there's not as well, and you've got the Hawk vision as well coming in from Malik, so he is going to have some of these, you know, common areas where Team Spirit might want to try and contest if he even knew it was happening. But yeah, Spirit don't even contest onto this. The hook shot comes in, he gets himself right on top of Collapse. There's going to be a strong hook into the cogs, and he's going to go down even with the mech. Shigetsu gets the kill. Now they might even be able to go for more, but do they want to try and jump on top of this? Daniel, with the damage, they are going to be able to immediately pop this Aegis and take down Malady. Can they go for more? Larl, he might try to set up here. Searing Chains are off cooldown. Miposhka taking a whole lot of punishment. Shigetsu with the rage. Malik will be able to claim the kill. Oh, Mira with the leap out, with the range on Daniel, with the impetus, it was still going, and that damage, it kind of maxed out there, and it was lucky that Mira didn't go down. Now the arrow, the lockdown, he will get the kill onto the edge once again. Mellojul would dive in, but the gust comes out here from Yatoro.
He needs help.
Yeah, and he's going to be vortex right back now as well. Larl trying to do what he can, but it looks like Mellojul, he's going to be taking so much punishment uphill, and Yatoro with his butterfly. Shigetsu with the TP away, nothing to stop it through the rage.
Yatoro's positioning is so good in that fight. First, he kills the Clockwork earlier on in the fight, and you can see that Malik is hunting him, but he's just always out of range of the Beastmaster, killing the creeps, killing everything he can without being caught. And now he gets into the face of the opponents, and he's just far enough away to not get pulled into a roar. With a Force Staff from the Mirana, he gets into a perfect position. He can even kill the Storm Spirit. So for a second, it was, yeah, Yatoro is in trouble, but no, he actually knows what he's doing. And when he turns around, it is Navi that have to run.
Yeah, and I like the way he's itemizing as well. Like you say, he's got that butterfly, but he's got, you know, he didn't go for the Hurricane Pike. He knew that if Shigetsu gets active early, the right clicks, you know, this might be his lifesaver. He's going straight for the BKB afterwards and then into a Daedalus. So the Hurricane Pike, I do expect it to come at some point, especially, you know, once the lifestealer starts to be able to close that gap and just be able to push yourself away. But for the minute, he knows that he might have to fight early, and he's itemized towards that pretty efficiently.
He wants to be able to do a lot of damage while standing, and to be honest, with the butterfly, you have a chance of standing your ground against the lifestealer. Even if he's next to you, you know, he's not really gonna do all that much. The BKB might be a bit tricky because, you know, your teammates won't be able to force you out, but when you look at Navi, their physical damage output is very low. That's why I expected the lifestealer to go for a Deso. Now with the Radiance build, you do have solid right click, but it is nowhere near to what you would be comfortable with at taking down the Drow if she does get stunned up by the roar.
Yeah, and we'll see how Navi want to respond to this, because I mean, I suppose the lifesteal is one of those heroes that doesn't mind going into the MKB. So we'll see how quickly he, you know, because the butterfly has been revealed, and Shigetsu after this Manta Star, we'll see how quickly he wants to go towards that, or if he does even go towards it at all, because like I said, the lifesteal build, I'm not 100% sure what he wants to build into, but I assume the MKB, it can't be too far off the Manta, right?
Yeah, it's probably going to be after the Manta, unless he really thinks he needs a BKB. That could be an item I see before it. Halberd, well, I don't know. I'm not sure at this point, even though it's a solid one against the Drow. Good positioning from Miposhka. He saves the Drow's life.
Yeah, and again, just being able to play this living ward kind of role as you position 5, you extend it. It's a moving hook shot though. They might even be able to get more out of this. The Ravage will come through from the Tidehunter now as well. Mira can get himself away. Beautiful. He also leap himself up into the high ground, and Malady will go down. Mellojul, he can't get onto the dive onto Mira. Mira was already so far away from it now, and they do get a double kill onto Larl. He takes down Danial. If he go for more here, the round is going to be coming through. Mellojul's going to be able to get the ball line in away, and the chase, it won't connect here from Spirit, but they do get 2 out of that after trading away their Undying.
The second their smoke broke and they only got the support kill, with the positioning of Spirit, it was apparent Navi had to run, and they should be lucky they lost only two supports. And the reason why that happened is because Malik played a really nice, cool play. He didn't have the summon boar, he didn't have his Helm of the Overlord creep next to him, and he got Sleight of Fist chained, right? Arrow is coming through. He uses the Hawk. Hawk tanks the arrow, and he gets himself out. If this is any different and he dies, the chase down from Spirit might be even more detrimental to Na'Vi.
Yeah, we'll see here. I mean, Larl, he's getting himself in the triangle. How are the odds looking? Oof, that's a big jump here for Na'Vi. So EGB, you know, it looks like Team Spirit securely in their eyes in the lead of this game here. And I mean, yeah, 23-13 and a 5k net worth lead. This is looking pretty good here for Team Spirit so far.
Yeah, for sure. And Larl also has a Lincoln Sphere, which was just now popped by the Enchantress, making him pretty much unkillable. The only way he dies, if it's a Clockwork Hookshot pushback, then they use the Vortex or Enchant, let's say, and then the Roar comes out, right? It's very hard to execute, so he's pretty much unkillable at this point, especially with having his team behind him, and that's what Spirit are going for a 5-man smoke. The lanes are in a decent position, so this one might actually work.
Yeah, we'll see where they're going to be able to rotate it. I mean, Malady's going to be the furthest one forward here, so maybe he's going to be the one to break that smoke as, like you say, Team Spirit starting to move themselves around. No Ravage for the next 35 seconds though, so Malady just moving himself away. Smoke, it might put it first into that shadow. It's going to be Danial as well as Malady, and it looks like they're both going to go down. All the supports on the side of Na'Vi are going to be taken care of here from the side of Team Spirit, but I suppose at least it does warn the cause on the side of Na'Vi.
Yeah, very good positioning from Na'Vi supports. I think Na'Vi at that point knew that despite the Ravage being down, that they cannot fight, and they wanted to farm the most out of the map. So mellojul and Shigetsu are moving towards the bottom lane, and both the Clockwork and the Enchantress are kind of covering both of the entrance points to the bottom part of the map. They do die, but they create some more space for their cores.
Yeah, and we'll see here. I mean, Team Spirit, even with the Moonlight Shadow being down, even without a smoke, you know, they are still moving around as a team, looking to find pickoff. So they might even find Malik. I mean, Malik is going to jump in. The Infest Bomb comes through now as well, but the Ravage is going to connect onto the Lifestealer. Lifestealer, even with this rage, you're able to do the damage onto Collapse. And Force Staff comes out. Daniel trying to do what he can, but they're able to go in with a Searing Chain, Sleight of Fist into the arrow, and Shigetsu. He's at least going to get the kill into Miposhka, but it will cost him Daniel.
Yeah, two heroes were not part of that fight, mellojul and Yatoro. Yatoro TP'd to the bottom lane, got the silence onto a storm, and needed one more hit to kill him while that fight was also happening. So with Team Spirit not having their main damage dealer, it allows Na'Vi to have a little bit of a longer fight and come out in a 1 versus 1 scenario. But I'm very much afraid because this Lifestealer, he's just not killing people fast enough. So when Yatoro is part of the fight, I mean, you're toast.
Yeah, and he came in with that Infest Bomb there as well. He mistimed the rage, so he was caught in the Ravage, which really did delay, you know, the damage that he could have done there. And maybe Collapse, if he gets that rage off, maybe Collapse does go down. But I mean, he's got the Greaves as well now. So Tidehunter, you know, 2.1k health. He's got the Greaves. He's got, you know, a decent amount of regen coming out from the Meteor Hammer as well. So it is really hard to get through this Tide.
Yeah, especially when he drops low. You know, you're thinking you're killing him, and then the Guardian Aura does come into play, and you get all of that bonus armor. Suddenly, the Tide becomes much tankier than he was previously, and you're already used to kind of killing him fast, and then you can overextend because of that one. That's also one of the good uses of the Guardian Greaves, and when you have no death, so well, good luck going through that.
Daniel, he's just straight gonna go down. Ooh, the hookshot does come in though. The Infest Bomb comes out, but forced after collapsing, he just pops those Guardian Greaves, trying to walk himself away. The arrows onto Malik, and Malik is gonna be in so much trouble, even after the Roar comes through. And Yatoro with the triple. Can he go for even more as the buyback comes out from the Ench? And we'll see here what Na'Vi are they going to try and do anything about this, because I mean, you can see the Team Spirit, they're looking to reset, they're looking to come in again, and mellojul is going to be so careful. Collapse sees him, not going to be able to get the tendrils off onto mellojul. He's going to get the arrow away here. The arrow not going to connect. It was on target though. mellojul just using this ball lightning to evade. It's going to cost him a tier 1 tower.
They cannot fight Yatoro. That's the thing. They were coming in to roar him, and Larl just gives the Lincolns onto him. You know, selfless act, because he knows at that point, if Yatoro is completely protected, there is no chance in hell that Na'Vi can stand their ground and fight. And the only thing that's keeping Na'Vi's cores alive, mellojul and Shigetsu, is because the chase potential from Spirit, it's really not that great, especially against the Storm and the Lifestealer.
Yeah, and just looking at, again, Team Spirit, the group's up, they're hanging around, and Roche is going to be up in the next 55 seconds as well. So if you're Na'Vi, can you really contest into this if Team Spirit start to attempt Roche?
You actually can, because you have good vision, so you can find a good angle to go in. The strength of Navi's lineup comes from engaging and getting the instant kill, and that is why I think Team Spirit now are going to be focusing on keeping their buybacks, and then you walk into the pit. If you have buybacks and you walk into the pit, Navi are pretty much helpless to stop you from taking it.
Okay, and we'll see. I mean, we've already got the push out for Shigetsu on this bottom lane as well. It did force, I can't even say it's forced a rotation from Larl, because he has the remnants to jump into now as well. The one in the pit will be ticking down in the next 8 seconds or so, but it does mean they're a little split up. In fact, both remnants will be ticking down, so I think he'll be able to get the jump now. He just goes for the dive away, joins in with the rest of his team. As it does go down, we'll see. In fact, were they illusions? I think they were illusions, actually.
He had illusions. He had a remnant close to the pit as well, so that's he did have a remnant next to the pit to be able to come back, and the ones that were scouting out the pit were illusions. Now it is gonna be Navi that knows that the Roche is alive. First, they did take the mid lane tower down, which has been kind of causing them quite a lot of problems. And the thing is, though, they are not in a great position to move towards the pit. Because look at Yatoro. He drew a line. He's like, if they're coming from this angle. And when you know from which angle they're coming, it's much easier for you to set up.
I think they're even using... Okay, no, they're not. It looked like they were using the couriers as some moving wards as well. But the Moonlight Shadow is going to come out here from the side of Team Spirit. So maybe a bit of a bait here onto Navi, you know, saying, oh, yeah, we're definitely in the pit. Come and contest it. Unfortunately, you know, there is a Hawk around there. You know, we'll see. I mean, Yatoro inside the pit. And it does get dealt with now. But Navi, are they going to respond to this? It looks like they're just going to try and push down this tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. And that's going to be the objective they trade off for Roche.
This is too fast.
Bro, no way.
Because he's a genius. You know, he knew. Malady knew. And I'm just kidding. That's something that just happens sometimes, and he's gonna be very happy about it. Tell me somebody saw that. We all saw it, Malady. You are the best. And this is what happens when you have a guy who has 2 accounts in top 20. I mean, on your support, you're just gonna be able to make plays like this. Some might call it luck.
Look, it's still a skill. It's a perfect time there to be able to get the rocket flare and snipe the kill. Unfortunately, though, you aren't going to be able to snipe that Aegis, and Dry Ranger gets the shard as well. So he's going to have the hypothermia coming out. And it looks like mellojul's going to dive himself away. In fact, Mira, no, he had collapsed behind him, so Mira's going to be absolutely fine. Meanwhile, that was happening. Yeah, Navi were finding the objectives on the map, the tier 2 tower on the bottom lane, you know, finding some farm as well. So it's still going to be some pace being kept here by the Lifestealer, and it is going to be the MKB in about 200 gold.
Do you maybe remember? Maybe it was even a Dota 1 clip. Who Dota 1 clip, or maybe it was Dota 2. But I think it was a very long time ago. Either way, it was named. It's not a matter of luck. It's a matter of time. And you know, a lot of the skills are used because they're counting seconds going into the fog of war. It was a really cool clip. I watched it like a billion times when I was a kid. But yeah, it definitely got me, gave me some memories there when he did snipe the Roche.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just absolute perfect timing, you know, and like you say, the fact that he's got the 2, was it 2 in the top 20, did you say?
Yep, and he was top 1 at some point. He was top 1. Watson was number 2. Now it's different. I think Malady, I don't know if he's even top 10 currently with his 1 account, but he is up there.
Well, you know, it's definitely showing. It would definitely show there with that snipe, and Malik in the trees, 3 heroes above, but he is playing away from vision here. Nothing scouted out, but yeah, but I'd probably look for that TP out sometime soon if I was you.
Mellojul is also hunting on the top lane, and him and the Lifestealer, they're just enjoying each other's company, right? I like that the Lifestealer went for the MKB. The AC was I don't want to get killed type of item. This is the one that can elevate their lineup. If you get on top of the Drow when she doesn't have the Aegis, of course, and you burst her down, that is the path to winning a fight.
Yeah, he's going to benefit from the attack speed as well. With the Feaster's collapse, they get the kill into Danial so early. Warning system triggered. Are they going to be able to get themselves away from this one, Navi? Or do they want to go for the tier 2 tower? They do. And then the Rage TP comes out from Shigetsu. And he follow up. Nope, mellojul, he should be able to find the angle for the TP as well. In fact, collapse is close, but mellojul in the trees. Does he get himself away from this one? Still has the ball line, and if he needs to really push the panic button, which he does, into the creep wave. And now it's going to be the dive into the base, the TP away, and mellojul underneath the tier 4s. He's going to be out fine.
No, literally, I'm the king of the world. You know, he raises his arms up into
got the
the air
pose.
next to the next to the enemy ancient, and there's absolutely nothing that Spirit can do about it at that point, because he could have zipped anywhere, right, left, right, center, and you don't really know, so you don't want to bring any more heroes. Just get him out of there, and that's about it. But Navi have been doing a really good job at delaying this Aegis.
Yeah, oh, they might even go for the jump in here now as well. Was this a bait fight? It looks like it was by Malik. And collapse. He's going to go down. Couldn't heal up. Shigetsu, though. Do they want to go for even more? As Malady does get locked down. He's got the Ogre Seal Totem to try and get himself away from this one. As the zombies do give chase, but they will be dealt with. As now Navi on the retreat, a tactical retreat, as they get the kill and back themselves away.
Yep, you don't get a return kill. You are the ones that are losing time on the Aegis, and Navi, well, they're keeping themselves really nicely in this game. You can see now when the Lifestealer has the MKB, their damage output is insane. Armor is not going to help you any longer.
No, he's just going to be able to see he's a right-click beast here, going for the Scotty next as well. And yeah, when he comes in, the Radiance Burn coming through the armlet toggles and the like you say, the attack speed, and again up against someone like Collapse, when you've got the feast to come through. So it's that max health damage. You're at level 4, even at 1.7%. That's still a lot to come out against the Tide.
Shigetsu wants to go for a Scotty. I still would prefer an Abyssal Blade, right? It gives you more chances of killing people. And Navi's lineup, if that's not what they do with the first rage, your fight is gone. And yeah, he did buy the Basher. Thank you, Shigetsu. That is the right way forward. He's playing to win, and he should be.
Yeah, if he gets himself on top of the Drow range and with some sort, you know, the Infest bombs to come out, chase down. He's even got, I love that he's got the open wounds as well. For the longest time, when the skill got changed to Ghoul Frenzy and the open wounds was a shard, nobody was picking it up as far as I saw, but you can see now the people playing the Lifestealer, they've recognized the benefit of the open wounds just to be able to get that gap close off. Because if you can't get the gap close in the first place, you can't get that Ghoul Frenzy active. And Yatoro, he did a lockdown onto Larl now as well. The Vortex comes out. Yatoro, though, he pops the BKB. The 4-staff's the right click. He's trying to get himself away. You have the lockdown. They do. Yatoro, though, inside the comms. He's going to be the only one inside the comms. He's trying to do what he can. He is going to go down. They get the kill onto the Lifestealer. Yatoro, he brought his teammates so much time there. Just being solo inside the comms. Mellojul trying to do what he can. He's going to go down, though. Not a lot of mana left, and he's going to be taken down. The Remnant, it's not going to be up in the chase down onto Malik. Malik has to go for the blink away, using that BKB of his own. The arrow, though, did he walk himself in? Oh, that Hawk, he nearly walked himself into it, though, and that was a great turnaround fight there from Spirit, purely for the fact that Yatoro, he was the only one inside the cogs. No one could get close to him, so he was just putting out damage over damage over damage.
Oh, those cogs from Malady, we did say a couple of good words from him, but it actually saved Yatoro. He was alive for a little bit longer than he should have, and possibly that's what lost the fight for Navi. Also, that was very cute there at one part of the fight when Collapse used his Ravage. It was right next to the Clockwork who had the battery assault off, so he started casting the Meteor Hammer and immediately got cancelled in the first millisecond literally of the cast there. But it is what it is. It doesn't really matter. Team Spirit also now they get the bonus kill. Mira, he's constantly trying with those arrows, and once one connects, you easily get the kill. And despite their carry dying, they still get the Raxes, and this is big, right? Because Navi, they got the perfect initiation, they got the perfect target, they just slightly messed up, and this is the result.
Well, that's going to give the goal over to the Tide Hunter, because they did win that fight. He survives all the way through it as well. They took the tier 3 collapse. He's going to have that refresher in the next, well, this creep camp coming out.
Yep. Yeah, well, when you look at these Spirits, they are getting their end game items, their luxury items. The Hex on Mirana is very close. The Refresher on the Tide is there. Those are luxury items, whereas Navi, because they're behind, they still need their core items, so their fights are going to become much tougher. But they're going in again. Now there's no Ravage. 40 seconds, if they find the right engagement, they could win it this time. But look at that unfortunate thing. They get too close to the creep wave, and Larl with a sleight of fist, because it counts like your hero is on the creep that he is hitting, it does break the smoke on the storm, which is he's the most important one. You want to jump in first with him and kill somebody.
Yeah, the Drow Ranger is going to pick up a double damage rune as well as this Witchbane, though. So the Storm Spirit, if he's not careful, Mellojul is just going to disappear to Yatoro. And we'll see the Infest is there onto Mellojul, so maybe looking to try and force a rotation in, you know, maybe try and force an engagement and then get that jump. But for the minute, Team Spirit, they're just delaying. Like you say, they're waiting for that Ravage to be back up, which it will now be. So they're going to have the 2 Ravages, the 2 Tendrils of the Deeps, coming through for the Tidehunter. And if they win this fight, they're going to be, you know, taking another lane of racks. Hell, they could even go for Megas if they wanted to, because there is no tier 2 towers standing here on the map for Na'Vi.
DD Drow needs 2 seconds of hitting to win this fight. Let's see if it's gonna be given to him.
Malady just disappears in one right click there as well. He had a sliver of health left, and after that comes out, he's gonna die. And the follow-up, how they're gonna go for even more. He Team Spirit. They've taken down both supports once again, and now it's their turn to force something out. Larl, yeah, right on top of Malik, and Malik can he get himself away? He's forced to use his refresh. Gonna go for that BKB. Malik can he get himself away from this one? He's gonna have to walk himself out.
They found collapse.
While that's going on though, yeah, Shigetsu, again, there's nothing to go through the rage TP, so he will be able to get himself out of this one, the TP away from Na'Vi. They get themselves out of it, and they don't lose anything extra from that. Yeah, okay, Beastmaster has to use his refresher in the second BKB charge, but they didn't lose any course.
The second that fight started, Yatoro was allowed to get hits onto the supports. It was over, right? You know those supports are dead. He 1-2 shots them. That's it. And at that point, Na'Vi, the only thing they can do is run, because at least they need their supports, if not to use their spells properly, to be this meat shield for Na'Vi after they have killed one hero, to continue the fight for a little bit longer. Maybe wait for the second rage. If you've already lost 2 heroes before the fight even started, your chances of winning are non-existent.
No, and we'll see. I mean, how do you even deal with the Drow Ranger at this point? You know, we were talking about the lifesteal getting to lock down. Can you?
I mean, that's what your lineup is built to do. That you go for it. If you can't, you're gonna lose the fight, and you might just as well call GG. If you find the perfect initiation, do everything right, and Drow doesn't die, that is the time when you just call GG, because you have lost the game.
Yeah, I'm thinking for the side of Na'Vi, I mean, you're going to see the Roche respawn. The Moonlight Shadow is going to come through as well with the smoke on the side of Team Spirit. Malady, or the smoke was there, so not going to be seen by the rocket flare, but the big wrap
nice angle
through. Do they find Malik? Malik's smoke's going to break. The warning comes out. Dust is going to be popped, but they're going to be able to jump themselves right on top of Malady once again. It looks like Malady, he's going to go down again. The gush, and Miposhka is the one to get that kill, and it does again. Oh, he does have the buyback, but it does open up Spirit a little window to get themselves inside Roche and potentially take it here.
It's a perfect hero to kill. To be honest, I don't know why they're not giving the Enchantress away, because her life is less important than the clock in terms of contesting the Roche. Right now, he has to buy back next time the clockwork dies. The Roche is just gone.
Yeah, and we'll see. I suppose it's the lifesteal. No, he's still got the bash. You're going to build towards the Abyssal Blade, but it's not there just yet. I was just saying, you know, I could see if they get on top of the Drow with the Abyssal from the lifestealer, he does have the potential to get the lockdown, especially, you know, coming through with the Mindbreaker as well. So extra attack speed there as well. You get that silence to jump on. So even through the rage, you know, if she's silenced, not going to be gusted away. But for the minute, lifesteal is still a what's that? A decent amount of gold still away from being able to pick up onto it. In fact, no, he might actually have it in the next, what's that, 500, 600 gold?
Yeah, he's close. The thing is, does he value it more over the buyback, especially now when they've lost the right? It's a tough one for Na'Vi, but I think their way to kill the Drow isn't with the Abyssal Blade. It's pulled from the Storm, because it doesn't break the Lincolns. He has an Aghanim Scepter, and it's the Clockwork Hookshot Cogs pushback. I think that's what you have to do, because these targeted spells are not going to work. I mean, let's be honest. Larl, he's putting his Lincolns onto the Drow. The problem right now lies, we talked about those luxury items, 2 hexes, double ravage on Team Spirit, and now they also have the cheese as well. So I'm looking at Na'Vi, and their chances of winning fights right now are very minuscule.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at it and thinking, yo, like you say, with this Aegis coming through now, they've got a... Was it an Aghanim's Blessing, or was it the Refresher Shard on the... It was a Refresher Shard. Yeah. So Ember Spirit, he's going to be coming in. He's got the Aghanims of his own. He's even got his shard out now as well. So with this Refresher Shard, you're going to be throwing out so many remnants. You get yourself so active around the map. You have the double hex to come through there as well. Spirit, with all of this control, all of this damage, I think we're hitting last chance saloon here for Na'Vi, and I really don't know how they fight into this one. In fact, they've got the lockdown once again. The Clockwork, he's going to get low, he's going to go down, the Ravage comes out, but they might be able to get the kill onto the Undying. Can they go for even more here? Because that's going to be the BKB here for Shigetsu. So he did buy that out before he went for the Abyssal Blade on the Lifestealer.
What a positioning blunder by the supports of Spirit. That was huge that the two of them die, but let's see now Spirits are re-engaging.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get the kill onto Daniel. Daniel goes down. He does have that buyback available, and they don't even pop the Aegis onto Yatoro. So Yatoro, he's just going to be able to sit, hit buildings, and then come right back in if he wants to.
Let's see, he is half HP, a little bit more than that one, and they just wanted the buyback. The thing that happened there, Spirit, they could have taken the Raxes easily, but Miposhka and Mira, they just stay in enemy vision, and the Storm gets on them, he grabs them, and they kill them easily. I really like that the Storm finally bought his Aghanim shard, because it definitely increases the damage output of both the Storm and the Lifestealer once they jump in. So I'm surprised. Spirit there, they definitely could have ended the game, but yeah, mistakes do happen.
Yeah, I mean, they're still way in control of this. You look 18 to 39 and a 19k net worth lead. You know, they can afford to be a little bit sloppy here. Not very sloppy, but just a touch sloppy coming into trying to take the buildings. And again, they take a second range rack, so these side lanes are going to push in. It's going to be so hard for Na'Vi, even if they do want to fight to push out of the base. And the dive comes in to get the shot back onto the Ember. Do they have enough time to take him down? No, sure. They get the kill yet. Larl's going to go down, but again,
buyback.
Yatoro with the damage. He takes down Malady. Malady no buyback here as well. And yet this Ember's for it. He actually doesn't have the gold for it. How far is he? He's about 1800 gold away from the buyback. So they get the lockdown. Do they take down the Drow Ranger? Well, I said a little bit sloppy here, Team Spirit. Not a whole lot sloppy. As the dive comes in from Collapso. Does he go down here? They do have a lot of damage onto Yatoro. Yeah, like you say, he has that Aegis. Mira though. Mira doesn't have an Aegis. He's going to be looking at the big vortex to drive back in, but the Ravage will be there. He's going to have the damage to Lifesteal. He's going to be locked down. He might even be killed off the Mantis down, trying to dodge off that damage. He's looking for any Lifesteal he can, but he's not going to be able to find it. He does have that buyback for everybody else on the side of Na'Vi. They are going to be going down, and yeah, Yatoro with that rampage. Can he go for even more here now as well? The buyback from the Lifestealer, but you are fighting into 4 heroes on the side of Spirit.
Big jump from the Storm Spirit there when Yatoro went down, but I liked it. I feel like Team Spirit maybe baited that one out because they got a couple of heroes closer to Yatoro and pulled out their Tidehunter, knowing he's going to survive long enough for the Tide to come in and use the Ravage, because yeah, your initiation was big, Na'Vi, but that Ravage into a Meteor Hammer, it was bigger, and Yatoro, he just gets a couple of seconds to attack and he gets a Rampage easy.
Yeah, and now with the the balance being 3 to 4 in terms of heroes, Yatoro being fresh here after the Aegis gets popped, still got the Lincolns, he's still got all the the hookshot on the back line. Oh, the blink away. Yatoro though, did he get the dive in? The buyback comes in from Storm. He's gonna be hex up, can't use that BKB, and he just gets absolutely deleted before the hex works off. Couldn't use his BKB at all. I think this is just gonna be game for Team Spirit, taking game number 1, as I really don't know how Na'Vi would even plan to defend this.
You know, there at the end of the Shigetsu will live, but you know, at the end of the game, how there is a stat death timer. Well, if there was a stat how long the Storm was alive after he bought back, it's less than a second. He just jumps in and immediately dies.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he didn't use the BKB like pre-ball line. You know, I suppose it's a long time to actually fall like that, but yeah, just not having that window to